It's number 5 in a series of 6 circus skills videos for Canterbury Bankstown City Council. This is advanced juggling. This is for people that might have already done some circus skills and be curious about where you take them from there, or some of the more advanced tricks that you can do. And so in this little short 3-4 minute video, I'm going to work with different objects that you can balance and juggle: scarves, clubs, rings, and as well as that, show you some more advanced tricks that you can do with balls as well. So here we go. I'm going to reiterate the process of learning to juggle that I outlined in video number 2. Only this time, instead of using balls, I'm going to use scarves. So here's the first step. You start with your hand down by your side. Hope you can see that. I'm going to go back a little bit so you can see it better. And you take the scarf across your body to the opposite shoulder. And when you get there, you give the scarf a flick with your wrist, like this. Flick, catch. By the way, sorry, I'm just going to say, you probably don't have chiffon scarves at home, but you can use like a light fabric will work, like silk will work, or even, you know, like a big tissue is actually fine as well. So as I said, you take the scarf across your body over to the opposite shoulder, you flick it up in the air, and then you catch it with a sort of downward movement, like this, like you're catching flies. And then that hand takes it around, and then throws it up across the body, and this hand catches it like this. And so you get this movement going. Now just note that the fingers are pointing down and the wrists are up, okay? So you don't catch it like that, you catch it like that, with that sort of downward, sort of catching flies movement. And you practice that, and you, again, as with the juggling with the balls, you try and make that movement as smooth and as graceful as possible. And you can do this one movement with one scarf for a long time before you actually really get it sort of smooth and accurate. So that's step 1. Here's step 2. 2 scarves. And same as juggling with balls, the next thing, and the key in fact to this, is this movement that we call throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Again, throw, throw, catch, catch. Note how the 2 scarves cross over one another. They, you know, throw from left hand to right hand to left hand, like that. They go, you know, a bit higher than your head maybe, and you do that, and then you stop, and then you do it again, and you stop, and then you do it again. And so the advantage of scarves, of course, is that they float more slowly, so it's easier to catch them. And so you can pretty quickly move on to 3. And again, the process is the same. We did this with balls, and we're going to do this with scarves, where you start with 2 in your dominant hand, and you're just going to throw 1, 2, 3 and let them fall to the floor, and not even worry about catching them, okay? Because the hardest thing is actually just releasing them in rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, drop, drop, drop. That's what you do. And just do that 10 times to get that release working properly. Again, throw, 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 drop, drop, drop. Again, throw, throw, throw. Oops. Oh, I even caught it. I didn't even realise I was doing it. Throw, 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 drop, drop, drop. Okay? Alrighty. And once you've done it a few times, it's pretty easy to go, oh, okay, I'm going to catch that one, and then away you go. Before you know it, you're juggling 3 scarves. And there's all sorts of, you know, variations you can do. Alrighty, so that's juggling scarves. Now, lots of people really want to juggle clubs. And the way to do it is, but you've got to be able to juggle balls before you can juggle clubs, obviously. But the systematic way into doing it is well, firstly, to practice with just the club itself and get that movement going. So when you spin a club, you spin it from the middle. It's not like you hold it right up the end and try and spin it like that. That's never going to work. But you hold it sort of in the middle and just flick it with your wrist. So, like that. And again, take the time to enjoy just practicing that and doing it just a little bit better every time, a little bit softer. And when that spin is kind of comfortable, then try it from one hand to the other. And what you'll find, of course, is again, your left hand is a lot further behind than your right hand. So you're actually going to have to practice it more with your left hand. And you can see how my hand, the difference between my left and my right's pretty confident, my left is less so. But in practicing this thing, because I've got to get my left hand up to the same standard as my right hand, and so it develops some ambidexterity. It empowers your left hand. You'll be surprised at what you can actually teach your left hand and how quickly your left hand learns as well. So once you've done it in your left hand lots, then you go from side to side, okay, just in a kind of systematic way like this. And again, you just work on smoothness and rhythm and flow. And can you hear how that's sort of making a clunk every time it hits my hands? Try and make it so that it barely makes a sound. And that will contribute towards making it much smoother. So when you've got that, then you get another 2 balls, and you just throw a club in. So you're juggling 2 balls and 1 club. And then you move on to 2 clubs and 1 ball, and then you move on to 3 clubs, and then you're off. The other thing that jugglers use a lot is a ring. And in exactly the same way, the same process, just practice throwing the ring up and catching it a few times, and also practice it with the other hand, and then throwing it from side to side in that way. Again, see the same sort of figure 8 move, flight path that it's travelling in. And then when you can achieve that confidently, you bring in 2 balls and 1 ring. There you go. And then, if you're really keen, how about a ball, a club and a ring? Away you go. And then there's a whole bunch of tricks you can do after that. It's probably getting ahead of ourselves now. Okay, there you go. That's advanced juggling things. I'm going to do one more thing for you, and that is a routine of 3 balls, just to show you where you can go with 3 balls. So, you've done throw, catch, catch. You've thrown the 3rd one in, and you've managed to nail a cascade juggle. That's called a cascade, by the way. All right, so what about a trick? Watch the red one. Keep your eye on the red one, okay? Just watch that as it sort of travels around in the flight path. And now I'm going to throw it over the top. See that? I'll go again. Here it goes over the top. See? It goes over the top this way, and then the other way, and then backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And then you can get them all going over the top in one direction like that, or then maybe all going over the top in the opposite direction. And then you turn them all in the opposite direction, and you've got a sort of reverse juggle happening. See that? Okay. All right, now here's a good one. I love this. It's this sort of 2 up, 1 down pattern, which kind of surprises people, but actually what it is juggling 2 balls in one hand like that at the same time, and then at the same time this other hand, the left hand, is just throwing the ball up like that. Pretty simple. So you've got to practice this bit in one hand, and notice too that I'm juggling, like the yellow one is on my right hand side and my red one is on my left hand side, and they stay there. They sort of go up and down in columns. Okay, so you put those components together, and there's that 2 up, 1 ball, 1 down pattern, which then leads into a whole lot of other things like this one. And crossing them over in midair like this, and this whole lot of these ones, which are kind of illusion juggling type things, and dropping them. It's half the fun. Okay, just a couple more. I'll just do that again. That was what I was trying to show you, and then it leads into that, and then this, and all sorts of other things, and Anyway, there you go. There's a couple of things, more than a couple of things to work on. Good luck. See you later for the last one coming soon.